Welcome back to the Box2Box podcast.
This is episode 4, and this week we're going to be going through the big games that happened over the weekend. Premier League, Serie A, title race charges, we'll see, and Champions League spots, it's heating up.
Also, our predictions, a little preview into the Champions League second leg.
Oh, and as well, we even have comments at the end that we're going to be reacting to. So stay tuned. We might have said yours.
I'm about to get cooked.
It's a new segment. You better wait for that one. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Vamos.
You ain't going home,
Your
bro.
Honor, I'm sorry. Your Honor, I'm sorry. If we don't compete with City, this is a failure of a season. You've heard
Okay,
it here
so
first.
I can already tell you. I'll tell you in advance. You failed.
I'm going to take a central midfielder, Federico Valverde.
What?
Yeah.
No, that's
He has
crazy.
been the worst midfielder for Real Madrid this season.
That's
by
like saying,
far.
That's like saying Neymar was the worst player in MSN.
Episode 3 is here, and it's coming to you guys a bit earlier this week because Millie's on a flight in a couple hours and Firms is still outside of the country. So we're not just going to do a two-man podcast, me and Pala, midweek. So we're going to decide to do it a bit earlier.
That would be an hour and a half of arguing.
Yeah.
But if you want to see that, though, let us know.
Listen, we're clutching up right now. Right after this podcast, I'm probably going to be heading out. So
Yeah.
we're cutting it close.
By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is the first one coming out on the Box2Box podcast channel. Our other channel is going to be for games, trivia. We're going to continue that content there. This is all podcast related.
Basically, the other channel, our regular content. This one, we're getting the suit and tie out for this one.
Yeah, you guys are going to keep seeing the auctions, the throwing darts, some discussions, but we're going to try and keep it more arcadey discussions on that channel.
We're gonna keep it more lighthearted, more fun.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
one we're gonna be delegating
This one's gonna be dark. This is the dark. Not really, but still lighthearted content, still Box2Box. But guys, it's been a big week. A lot of development, not only in the football world, but also the rap world.
There's been developments. We spoke about it last week a bit, but what that we just witnessed possibly the greatest 24 hours in rap history in my mind.
This is low key reminding me of Tupac, Biggie era.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You don't know how good Tupac and Biggie were.
I'm not saying this is better. I'm just saying this is the type of beef that rap has not seen in a very, very long time.
In I would honestly say in my lifetime, Drake dropped a new track called Family Matters, and then Kendrick dropped a new track called Meet the Grahams, and then another track, but whatever, we'll get to that later. Meet the Grahams and Family Matters are honestly, in my mind, two of the greatest diss tracks I've seen in my lifetime. In my lifetime.
It's just grown men telling lies to each other at the end of the day.
Well, we'll get to that. Drake, by the way, Kendrick's playing checkers, Drake is playing chess. Before we get into it, we are Canadian, so yes, we may be a bit biased in your minds, but Drake's winning this. I'm sorry, Drake's winning this.
This is the argument here. Drake dropped Family Matters, and right after Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams, right? But then in Family Matters, he basically just covered everything that was in Meet the Grams.
He basically pulled a Slim Shady 8 Mile. Now what?
Legit.
And we're recording this right after Drake dropped The Heart Part 6, which, to be honest, it wasn't. He went on the defensive on this diss track.
He wasn't accusing Kendrick really more than he was defending what Kendrick said about him.
But he was making fun of Kendrick, saying, "You know what? I've been playing you like a fiddle this entire time." That's why he's playing chess. The brother had Kendrick's moves planned out from the start.
Drake still lost to Pusha.
Yeah, 100%. That's no debate.
That's no debate.
That's
brother brought up
you
the
lost
kid.
to Pusha.
But that's just a beef he shouldn't even have entertained. When you're the top dog, why do you need to answer to Pusha T?
Yeah, but
Well, you
Pusha
should be
T
able to win that.
Pusha T came with the receipts, though. That's the thing.
There was no winning after. Pusha T just did a Gossip Girl thing, oh my God, he has a kid. He didn't really actually have the better disses in the rap song.
I don't know
about that.
Can you guys tell that Varvar is doing tricks on Drake right now?
Oh my God.
Varvar is the biggest Drake blazer.
Pusha won just off, but it's 100% shock factor, not bars or raps or anything. It was shock factor.
I actually saw, were you there? Pusha T in Montreal?
Yeah.
We saw Pusha T in Montreal where the crowd was chanting against Drake. They were chanting.
It was the same night the Playboy Cardi, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched Playboy Cardi before Playboy Cardi even figured out who he was.
Yeah, that was what a rapper, by the way. But we'll discuss that on another pod.
Yeah, we're not NFR, although we respect NFR.
Yeah.
But we're not that deep into rap. At the end of the day, you know who did one? Metro Boomin. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.
No,
It's stuck in my head.
that is the catchiest beat out of this whole beef. That's crazy.
Anyway, before we get into football though, Christos Anestis to the
I was just at my best friend is Greek, so I was just at his Easter. Happy Easter to all the Greek listeners. Christos Anesti.
And there's a Jewish holiday. There was a Jewish holiday this weekend.
I don't know what
We don't know.
it's not me. I'm more into
We'll look. We'll do some research into that.
Kalamata
Yeah.
fish and chips.
We'll do.
kinda thing.
I think there's a lot
Fish
of.
and chips.
I don't know. I don't know.
No,
what
that's
to eat,
lamb.
but-
That's lamb.
Oh, lamb.
Yeah,
sorry.
lamb. But
And fireworks.
we were having this discussion. I just need to bring this up because I found it super disrespectful. Someone at the Greek Easter said Italian food is 6th in the world.
Okay, but that person obviously they drank too much. What are they? What's
They
the
had
drink?
too much tzatziki.
Uzo. They had too much uzo and they're off one.
6th is insane. They were saying like Mexican food is better than Italian
Hey,
food.
we respect Mexican, but
Oh, it's good.
No,
it's
but
good.
it
but
don't-
not
Italian.
Italian.
It don't have the depth that Italian has.
Italy, you could be on the spectrum of like fine art delicacies, and then you could just have street food that's just as good, just as amazing.
The only one I will entertain being above Italian, not agree with, is French food because French food.
What?
No,
French food is
that's-
not good.
No, I
just
don't
came
like
back
it.
from
No.
Paris.
I don't
No,
like
no,
it.
no.
I don't like it. You may not. We all may not like
I'm
it.
not a
but
fan.
French food is the
No.
highest standard of cooking.
Greek food is
Brother,
either second or third, and
I don't know. Oh,
some
that's
Middle
high.
Eastern cuisines like Syrian and Lebanese are very, very good.
I
Maybe
know-
your
I know-
taste buds like to react to those foods, but French cuisine it's
art.
refined. It's art. It's all the best restaurants in the world. Majority of them are French or French inspired, so you have to entertain that. I'm honestly curious what people think because we have followers from all around the world.
Rank your top 3 cuisines in
What's
the
your
comments.
top 3?
Yeah.
And if for Spotify listeners, leave a review with your top 3, and then we'll get to it.
I know we got some German fans because we know the Dortmund stuff. We know you're there. I don't want to see Wiener Schnitzel in the. I don't want to see in the top 3.
I thought. Listen, I thought schnitzel was like an actual sausage.
No, it's a
But
cutlet.
it's just a German cutlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
just a cutlet, and they eat it cold.
Is it
That's crazy.
We're spreading so much misinformation.
Oh my
Is it
goodness.
Yeah,
Austrian?
Schnitzel's Austrian supposedly because
I had it at the Munich airport. It was all
I
over
had
the
it in
place.
Munich. When
Yeah.
I went to Munich, I asked for a schnitzel also.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to pause there in my head. What
Where
I
did it
say
click?
is that a possibility or no? But we're
It
good.
clicked.
And they actually did bring me out sausages. So I don't understand. I swear.
The interpretation must be different
yeah,
at every
it's-
restaurant.
I
It
must
makes
have
no
gone to a
sense.
tourist
I
trap.
don't know.
I must have gone to a
they
tourist
looked
trap.
you up and down and said, nah.
Nah, he needs
Nah,
to
this
be
guy
He
didn't
calm.
want-
didn't mean the cutlet. bro.
He didn't want the cutlets.
That's wild. That's wild.
man.
Anyway, I say we start talking about football.
I think it's just an excuse to like try other cuisine.
Yeah.
pretty much. Basically, we're hungry.
Yeah,
But back to football.
yeah. Back to football. We had a good set of games this weekend.
There was a couple big games.
Football's it always happens around this time because everyone's eyes are towards Champions League, but the title races are still pushing forward.
And it does not help that there's only really one title race that is like close.
Yeah.
Yeah. pretty
So
much.
Prem, like we had games this weekend like Liverpool and Tottenham, where if that's mid-season, that's like a must-watch game. But now there's not that much on the line. So, and did you guys see what Ange said, by the way? I will go over the game in 2 seconds, but Ange is complaining that he doesn't have players that fit his style. But mid-season was saying, I don't need players who fit my style to play the football I want.
Was that a dig, Varvar? Who was that a dig to then?
I don't know. I think he's realizing, oh, you know what? I actually do need players who are good at certain things to play how I want.
There's only so much a hipster mentality could get you.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Like you could make the most with what you have, but if the most is a Europa League spot at most, then you have to realize you do need changes there.
You have to set different standards. It's Spurs. I mean, Spurs are a top 6, but this season the top 3 is already taken away. So is his expectations really to make top 4, or is 5th a really good spot for Spurs to be in right now in their trajectory? In their
Yeah,
growth?
but they're not guaranteed. Oh, yeah, well, they are pretty much guaranteed.
But I do think 5th is a decent result for them. Like considering United and Chelsea are below them, it's difficult to look at Tottenham and say, yeah, their season was a failure.
Their season was helped on by the fact that Man United nor Chelsea were in that race with them.
But Spurs, the issue is that they tailed off at the end, and it's getting really ugly now.
Bad.
Like they're
Arsenal
losing
was bad.
games like in convincing fashion.
But even this Liverpool game was just as bad. 4-0 down.
Bro, they were down 4-0 by what minute?
Like the 70th minute.
60th minute, 70th
So-
minute. First half, they were run off the pitch.
Yeah.
Absolutely ran off the pitch. You're watching the game, and it's 35, 40 minutes of Liverpool in Tottenham's, like, forget half, in their third. It was absolutely ridiculous.
So for me, this begs the question, like, if you go into the transfer window after 4 or 5, let's say they don't end the season well. Let's say it ends like they lose next game, and because I think they have some pretty big games coming. I think they play Man City, if I'm not wrong.
I think they do.
So let's say you go into the end of the season with 3-4 straight losses, and those are losses that are in convincing manner. Does that start leading questions into next season of, oh, you know what, maybe Ange isn't our guy?
What's like an alternative would be a manager that gets you a Champions League spot this season. Spurs did not have the lineup, and they were riddled with injuries.
I think if you look at the outlook on the whole season, even if he does end up on 4 or 5 losses in a row, you still say, okay, he did a good job. But questions need to be asked. Has he lost, like, I wouldn't say lost the dressing room, because I don't see players coming out and being mad, but are players going to believe as much as they did in the beginning of the season?
They lost Harry Kane. Harry Kane. That's massive. That's
huge.
Because then you're relying on Richarlison, which hasn't been convincing ever since he joined Spurs.
He has not been
to be your number 9, which he kind of stepped up this season, I'll be real.
He's been all right, but not enough to push. He's not a top 4 quality striker.
But if you had, let's say Conte stayed in a different alternate reality, Conte stayed at Tottenham, do you think he could have done better than Ange in this situation? I really don't think so. If you lost Kane,
the dressing room went sour with him. You can't
forget sour. Performance-wise, it's tough to look at Ange's results right now. Like, I know he's, as you said, tailing off, but you can't just look at it and say, "Oh, questions need to be asked about Ange." This is a player personnel issue.
Let's say we go into next season, okay, and Spurs again don't make top 4, because it would not surprise me if Spurs don't make top 4 next season either. So we go into next season and he finishes 5th or 6th next season. Are we going to go in and say, you know what, Ange's job is 100% safe again?
It depends in the fashion that they get 5th or 6th.
The thing is these are Conte's players. These are not. He is driving a car that isn't his. This is like putting Hamilton in this season's Red Bull. Like, it's just not his car. Bentancur, Kulusevski, is Van de Ven.
He was bought this season.
Yeah, he's one of the only Ange purchases I can think about. And give him a summer, and you saw this at the other clubs that he's managed in the past. He needs to get players that are playing under his, like, at Celtic, right? He brought, like...
But my issue is that then in the middle of the season, don't say, I don't need the players that I signed to play my kind of football.
Yeah, but that's maybe a confidence issue. Like, it's a confidence thing. He's trying to build confidence.
It shows weakness.
Now, because it's near the end of the season, transfer questions are going to need to be answered. Needs are going to be asked about Ange and what he needs on that team. Obviously, he's going to bring that up now.
But don't paint this picture that you're this also positive manager. Everyone loves me. And then start attacking your players.
Oh, brother. If you looked at his past, I've watched a couple of videos about him. He's never been a people's manager. He did not.
He tried to come in a very big PR run.
Well, he comes in hot because he brings in his personality into any team he manages. He got cut from the Australian U21s or U23s because he tried to play his game of football and they cut him for it. And then he worked his way back and look where he is now. He managed in Japan, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He managed in Japan. He's managed in
Celtic.
He's managed Celtic. Yeah. He's been around. I think this season is not a failure for Spurs. Spurs fans can tell me otherwise, but this is a success.
I'm not debating that. It's a successful season. But if you really look at the last 4 or 5 results, the way that these guys are losing is not... It's reminding me of like when Ole lost the locker room his last couple of games. Like...
No.
Yes. No. When we lost 4-1 to Watford and 7-2 to Liverpool, like, you're losing in embarrassing fashion.
But there seems to be a bit more cohesiveness with this team compared to that Ole United team. Like, this team, I could see the players still, like, gathering together and saying, like, listen, let's finish strong. Let's build for next season. Like, it's not something that they're just gonna, like, hurt each other, like start yelling and screaming at each other for.
And it needs to be said that James Madison, ever since that first half purple patch of the season, has been mid.
I said it. I said this, and everybody said, no, he's legit. He should be considered, he should be solidified as one of the best cams in the league. No.
And everyone's hopping on this Vicario hype train.
Oh, he's good.
He's good, but he's not. I would not label him as like world class yet.
But he's still one of the best in the Prem. You can't really deny that.
And then, but if you look at his signings, Madison, look, I'll still say it's a success right now. But if he keeps playing the way he did the second half of the season, like that's like he's out of the team by next year. You already saw he didn't even start against Liverpool, so he was dropped against Liverpool. Brennan Johnson for 50 million. The jury's still out because he was not good against Liverpool at all. Then there's Van de Ven had injury issues this season.
But otherwise, we would say that's a successful transfer.
Yeah, but the injury issues, like Eric Bailly had a sick first season at Manchester United, but the injury issues caught up to him. And Udogie, but
positive.
Yeah, I would say positive, but he was signed the year before.
Really?
Yeah, he was signed under Conte and then just loaned back to Udinese for a year.
Okay.
Oh, so technically he's a new signing.
Yeah, but we'll see. They have a baller coming in, Lucas Bergval. I don't know if you guys. He was supposed to go to Barcelona. What a player, by the way. But honestly, Ange, and credit to Liverpool because you guys still did play well. So I have to say that.
But before we move on, I want to ask you, if Tottenham finish fourth, does this conversation change at all?
And they're not finishing fourth. I think they're 6 points out.
I'm saying hypothetically, if they finished fourth,
they're 6 points out with 2 games left or something.
I know. But what I'm trying to say, this question about Ange being, is he the right manager for the club? Is he the guy that's going to take Tottenham to greener pastures? Does that question even it's getting asked now? But is it asked if he gets Champions League?
They need European football. Spurs fans, making Europe, not winning the league. Winning the league is wow, that's that's history for Spurs. But making Champions League, that should be the goal for their next 2 seasons.
So it's like Arsenal, later stages of Wenger. Always trying to get top 4. Gotta get top 4. Gotta get top 4.
Ange will never win you a Premier League. I'm sorry, Spurs fans, if you are sat there and think Ange is going to lead us to a Premier League title, you will never catch Pep Guardiola with Ange Postecoglou. That's fact. That's just a matter of
the jury's still out though. We don't know yet.
Matter of a fact. You are never catching Pep Guardiola with your resources plus Ange Postecoglou. Ange maxed out at Spurs is not even. You can't even reach Arteta Arsenal.
Give him a summer. I want to see what he does with a summer. Who he brings in next season. More time for all these new players to mend gel and see what happens. But I'd say the verdict's still out on that one.
I do think so. But a team that does spend the dough, Chelsea, looking pretty good so far.
They've been dominant. Aside from a couple losses recently, Chelsea have looked pretty dominant. They've looked determined for some reason. I don't know what they're trying to play
Something's
for.
clicking for them. They're getting results.
David Ornstein came out with a report, today, that if Chelsea owners don't get, the Chelsea owners said if they don't get Europa League football, they're gonna sack Poch.
That's way too harsh in my opinion.
That's American. That's American type of way of dealing with it.
Yeah, you see, but it's because people like that don't look at the fashion in which the season went. Poch regained that dressing room's composure and is able to get performances out of them now. So what? You don't play in Europa League next year. And what managers really are there on the market that now you would say, oh, that guy's a definite step up from Poch?
Varvar, the issue is that they have 30-something players on that team. You need competitions so that you could play these players. If there's no Europe, you have FA Cup and Carabao Cup.
They can make Conference League.
Okay, Conference League, but you're not playing. I'm sorry, if you're playing your second stringers in Conference League, that's on you. You should not be in Conference League with that level of
Europa League. Listen, they have a lot of players that still we have yet to see. We have yet to figure out if these players are good. All these purchases.
And Kukus hasn't played yet. He still needs to come back. He's gonna have to have a good season. Hopefully. Lavia, exactly. Well, how much? 40 mil, 50
60 mil.
That's. I can't even fathom my team spending 60 million on a player that doesn't play.
Guys like Sar.
Oh my god.
But Malang Sar, he's just not good.
He could get better.
I was about to say Postecoglou. Poch doesn't even know who he is. That's a purchase, and how much he's making per week? He's making hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, because that was the old regime of Chelsea who would just dish out stupid money because he was free. He was free at the end of the day, I think, from Monaco. But that brother's just not good. He had a chance at Chelsea under Tuchel. He was just not good.
But you need, at the end of the day, you need a competition like Europa to adequately prove to these players that they could play at a top level.
But if you don't get, let's say he ends up in Conference League, I wouldn't sack him. Like, honestly, I don't think I would sack him. Okay, maybe if you lose the last couple of games
you
of the
start
season.
at zero. If you sack,
I agree.
you start back at the beginning of this season.
And teams like teams who had open manager positions that did the interviews and everything have a lead on you because they did the background work and everything on these managers. Now you're getting the sloppy seconds that teams didn't want. So you're looking at De Zerbi and Ruben Amorim and look.
It's a tier below, in my opinion. Pochettino
it's the same
is a
tier,
good
in my
caliber.
opinion, because there's Pochettino might not take you to that Guardiola level, but he's more. You know what you're gonna get with Pochettino. You're gonna get a defensively solid transition team who can play decent. Ruben Amorim and De Zerbi, the jury's still out. You don't know what you're gonna get with them. It might be better than Poch, but it could very easily as much be worse than Poch.
I have a question since we spoke about both these managers. You're a manager and you're looking either team. Which team has more talent
I
right now?
take Chelsea.
No, but which team has more talent right now?
With the availability of resources, or you just have to use the team that you have?
I'm saying which team has more talent. If you just look at sheets, you don't look at logos.
Okay,
I
I think Spurs. I think Spurs' team is better.
That's wild.
I don't
Really?
think so.
No.
I think Spurs.
You're taking out Fofana. You're taking out Nkunku. You're taking
Heung-min
out.
Son is the best player in both squads. I'm not even a big Heung-min Son fan, but he's a better player in both squads. And then I think James Madison's clear of whoever. Actually, Cole Palmer's pretty good, but I would say
Cole Palmer. I just
Heung-min Son is still better than Cole Palmer. I would say. I would still bet on Heung-min Son having a better season next year than Cole Palmer.
I just don't think Tottenham is as deep as Chelsea in terms of talent
aren't.
because Chelsea do have the potential to have 11 not superstars but stars on their team for each position. It's just a matter of developing them and getting them there. But project wise, I think Pochettino could be in a good spot. Like you're able to build these players to how you want them to play. I think sacking him would be way too premature.
Are we buying or selling this Madueke hype? This come up that we're seeing.
He's catching fire at the right moment, I find. Right moment. There's a bit of pressure on Chelsea right now because United do need good results in order to get an EL spot as well. But Madueke is getting the ball. He is producing.
I don't love the lad though. Off the pitch, I feel like he can be a personality issue on a team. Very easily can turn.
We need to meet him first to see.
I don't need to meet him. A guy like Anthony, I could tell is not healthy for the locker room.
But
that's why you need leaders in the locker room.
But that's the maturity level that we need to talk.
Yeah.
We need to talk about because if
and
you don't
Thiago
have
Silva's
leaders,
gone next season. By the way,
brothers, good luck.
I feel like he led by example more than leading by keeping players in line.
But you need players like that. You need players like Thiago
Muller.
Silva that look. Mudryk, when he moved to London, he's homesick now because he has no players to actually lead him. Poch, he has to move around with Poch. You shouldn't usually do that with your manager. It should be a teammate.
Yeah, they usually have players there that they say, okay, help them get into the squad.
Mm-hmm.
But are we buying or selling the Madueke hype? Because this seems to me like Man United and Inter, you're still going through it somewhat. The banter era of clubs, when players have 4 or 5 games that are good, you start automatically going okay, that player is good for the next 10 years at right wing.
But then they get injured, and then all of a sudden,
Injured, maybe it was just a purple patch.
I'm gonna short the stock on Madueke. That means
might be
for those who aren't in the
finance
stock savvy, down.
Yeah, I don't think I'm selling it. Also,
I would hold on to it just for a bit. I would hold on to it for about another 6 months or so.
The stock?
The stock. MUE up.
You're gonna be holding a bag.
If I had to do it right now, I think that the price is at an all-time high right now. Price of the brick at the all-time high. It's dropping.
I don't know. It's too soon to tell because he's still very young. He's still he has the talent to be a very good player, and he's proving it now. But it's just as you said, it's the consistency and it's the longevity. How long can he do it for, and can he keep it up? That's the question here. But I'm gonna hold on to it. I do think he has the potential to be good.
He has the traits to be a good winger. I'll give him that. Mm-hmm. He has the agility. He has the acceleration. It's just it's the final ball and the maturity in the head that I question.
Final thing on Madueke and on Chelsea, if you would compare his ceiling to a winger that we can currently see, would it be someone like Sané, or would it be someone? What kind of echelon are we talking about that his ceiling is? Because you're talking about him like he can be the next big winger in the world.
No, I'm not.
Well, that's what you're saying. The common consensus is, which I really don't agree with.
No, like he's gonna be a top player, but nothing world class, in my opinion. I don't think
I'd
he's
say
playing
like a worse Saka.
a worse.
Jared Bowen.
No, that's fair. I think that's fair.
I don't know.
I think that's his ceiling is Jared Bowen. Because Jared Bowen is a class player, a very underrated player.
I agree.
And I think he should be on lists for teams who need right wingers.
Because he's not drippy. I'm sorry, but stuff like that is really what sways the public. Because a guy like Jared Bowen he excels. He doesn't really excel at the things that people are looking at him like, oh my God, that's a highlight reel move. Oh my God.
Realistically, Jared Bowen is a much more effective and better player than Jeremy Doku right now.
Look who it is. Look who effectiveness is. Like,
The man's talking about effectiveness.
But people will there's a difference between saying Neymar is ineffective and Jeremy Doku being ineffective.
He's effective, but in his prime, Thomas Muller was just as effective.
No, okay. And Neymar was doing what Thomas Muller would tear his ACL trying half the stuff that Neymar does. But whatever.
Well, now Neymar is tearing his ACL every week.
Jeremy Doku is a very flashy player and plays for Manchester City, which gives him the benefit of the doubt where he can drop 3 stinkers in a row and no one will care.
Yeah.
Jared Bowen, he doesn't drop 3 stinkers in a row. It just doesn't happen.
Well,
and he's
maybe
class.
we don't watch. Maybe we don't see
Jared Bowen is one of the most consistent players in the Premier League the last couple of seasons. Just because he plays for West Ham, he doesn't get the respect he deserves. But I think Madueke can turn into that level player. Maybe not a CL winning team starter, but a respectable team starter.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's fair.
Fair enough.
But Varvar, obviously Chelsea's in a battle with United. It's your boys. Are you nervous? Or do you think United have a shot for that EL spot? Or do you think
We have a shot for the EL spot? My prediction is we won't make the Europa League. I think Chelsea are going to get it above us just because look at the schedule. But, I'm honestly, Conference League, Europa League, who cares? Both stanky competitions.
I'm confident Manchester United finish below Chelsea by the end of the season.
It's not crazy to say. 6 of our center backs are injured, bro.
Forget about that.
You're saying that as if it's crazy.
Do you know who you're playing?
Manchester City. We play Crystal Palace
No,
tomorrow.
you're not playing Manchester City.
Arsenal, sorry.
Arsenal.
And we play Crystal Palace tomorrow, which could very easily. Crystal Palace are playing good right now.
And then last game of the season, you're playing who I think is currently holding the spot or in contention for it, Newcastle. So
no, they're in contention for it. They're not.
Yeah, they're in contentions for the. So you're playing versus teams that still have stuff to play for, which Manchester United have not shown up to yet.
It would not surprise me if we end the season on 3 L's in a row. We have no fit center backs. I don't think you guys grasp the situation we are in.
Who are you actually starting tomorrow versus? By the way, we're filming this the day before the Crystal Palace game.
Yeah.
What I'm expecting tomorrow is Casemiro and Johnny Evans at center back, because I think Johnny Evans is coming in at starting center back with 1 training session coming back from injury. He just came back from injury and he's getting put in the starting 11 already.
You're going to have to play a Thiago Motta 2-7-2, my brother.
Yeah, exactly.
No center backs. Actually put the goalkeeper up there.
So my Europa League prediction is I think Chelsea and Spurs get Europa League.
The man doesn't believe in his own team. All that yapping all season.
All that hate for Chelsea, and they're gonna jump them at the final.
Look at Chelsea's games. It's like Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest. If they don't get it, it's an embarrassment.
United's like that clip of the hurdling competition, and everyone's getting on top, but then there's United hitting every single one.
Yeah,
that's what United is.
And every single one's an injury. Every single one's an injury.
That's why I've said it before. I've said it again. Manchester United is the most entertaining club in the world.
They are.
Just because they're garbage.
And I love it.
Hey,
I don't know how you could love it.
It's like that bowling guy. Hate me or love me, all you can do is watch.
Everyone watches Manchester United because we are debatably the biggest club in the world.
Yeah, but how do you feel? You can't even defend yourself.
I've never made that comparison there. I just said you're entertaining because your fans on Twitter are just so obnoxious, and any shroud
the most obnoxious fan base is 100% Chelsea.
No, it is not. But that's coming from
Dortmund.
Well, apparently.
And Dortmund.
Apparently. No, Dortmund, no. They're not we're ridiculous.
No.
They're not ridiculous to us.
The fact that they think that people, whatever, we'll discuss it later, but the fact they think that people actually want to see Dortmund in the Champions League final is crazy.
I don't know. There's some comments
People
out there
do.
that do.
People do. You're
There's some
crazy.
comments out there that say that.
That's like us
they
talking
want
about
that.
that's a rap analogy. Like Dortmund are like Pusha T. Like no one actually is there for Pusha T.
Yeah, but Drake
They're there for Drake.
Yeah, but Drake haters would have loved to see Pusha T beat him. I don't know how that connects, but anyway, we'll save that for later.
That's
We'll
like
save that
saying
for later.
Barca fans want to see Dortmund beat Real Madrid.
I think we're
Yes.
confused, and I think the people watching are confused. But finally, the last thing about the Premier League: Arsenal, Manchester City. I think this is simply just Manchester City's title to lose right now.
Look, you guys, every year for the last like 10 years, it was always, oh, the Prem doesn't have a title race. The Prem doesn't have a title race.
Bro.
Or no, the Prem title race is only 2 teams, while Serie A was like 3-4 teams. This year, look, Serie A, it's 1 team ran away with it. This year, Prem's the only title race still going on.
But is it really
It's a
going
2-horse race. Well,
Yeah, but forget this is a 1.5 horse race. There's one horse, Man City, and then there's a horse with no hind legs.
And
And
Arsenal
Arsenal.
have a tough schedule left too.
But that's
No,
what
they
I'm
don't.
saying.
They have Manchester United.
Ah!
That's an automatic loss. That's an automatic loss.
My
and
timbers are
Everton.
shivering.
And Everton.
Yeah, Everton's not an easy game, bro.
I actually agree. I'm not just saying that because we're
Everton's-
playing them.
Like, I would say you have a better, and Bournemouth have been in incredible form, but I would say Everton's a tougher team to beat than Bournemouth.
I'm gonna be disappointed if City just win out the rest of the season.
That's what happens, bro.
I'm gonna be disappointed, but I'm not gonna call. If we win our last 2 games, we've been on an insane stretch ever since we lost to Bayern. I mean, we did what we could.
The greatest teams ever assembled are MSN, the 2016 to 2018 Real Madrid, and City second half of the season.
Yeah.
City second half of the season, they never
Undefeated.
lose. It don't matter who's in that team. They just don't lose. Pep Guardiola got it all figured out, bro.
Low key, they could rout Leverkusen right now like 3-0.
Yeah,
you think about
100%.
You know what I mean? Like that's how strong
I don't know.
City is. I actually think they're that strong.
I don't know.
The Real Madrid loss in the Champions League was just a matter of a technicality, pretty much at the end of the day. Like City could have went through just as much as Real Madrid could have
Over
went through.
2 legs, you play in Germany and you play in England. It would be interesting to see that, but I think Xabi Alonso can talk. He can
Can
talk
get
to
a
Pep.
draw out of it, maybe one of those ties.
One of
talk
those
to Pep.
90 plus 7
Yeah.
minute draws where it's
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Schick
Just to-
scores a wonder volley from a half field.
Just to save the streak, 48
Yeah.
games.
But what are the predictions for this title race? Because I'm going City. I can't.
I don't think you could go anything else but City.
And if City win that 4-peat, is that up there with the achievements of the all-time Premier League teams?
Of course.
For the Premier League, yeah, because you guys don't have much history. But I mean, in Serie A, we have
Like,
Juventus
there's some
winning
big teams.
multiple times.
Inter 4 times in a row.
But when you guys won, like, what was it, 9 or 10?
9.
That's an Inter fan talking.
9, when you guys won 9 in a row,
10.
there was no competition in the league.
Yeah, because there's competition in the Premier League.
There is.
There's 0 competition. That's a bigger topic.
The Arsenal fan right here.
Huh?
There's the Arsenal fan.
We bottled it last season, and this season, if we both just win out the rest
So
of
you're
our
saying
games,
there's no competition? There's competition. You guys just suck.
one team is competition.
But you guys bottled it. You're and one team, Liverpool was one of the. If Liverpool didn't play in the Prem, they're probably at like six Bundesligas in a row or 12 Serie A's in a
lift your
row.
lift your hypothetical trophies in the air, man.
Inter beat Liverpool too. So like they would not be safe.
Prime Liverpool would destroy every single team in the world right now.
Wow.
Like
you're
the-
going, you're going
the-
off. You're
That's
going off.
off the
The
rails.
Salah, Mane, Firmino team would destroy every team in the world right now. They'd run away with Champions League.
They've never
And
seen
I don't even like Liverpool. I actually hate Liverpool.
They've never seen the brotherly love of Real Madrid in 2023-24. Yeah. That is the most unbeatable.
They've never
thing
seen a
in history.
Vinny, Bellingham, Rodrigo front three.
Now they're scared.
And did you say your prediction or no, Paula?
Yeah,
I'm
he
saying,
said at the
both teams
beginning.
just went out. Both teams just win the rest
So
of
you're
their
going
games.
City?
Yeah, and City
He
win.
just hopes both teams lose.
Yeah,
But
that would be the optimal situation.
I don't.
the
There's no
op-
way City lose a game.
The best case scenario is both teams lose every game left, okay? And then Arsenal and Manchester City and Liverpool all get caught for doping, and then Aston Villa wins the title.
What a time to be alive.
That's the best case scenario.
That might be
in my
bigger
mind.
than Leicester.
Brother, after watching that Bayern game and seeing Arsenal players finish, I can assure you they are not doping.
Oh man, they were
I can assure you they're not
collapsing
doping.
on the pitch, brother.
No, the legs were just not there. But I think I spoke about that in the past. You look, the ultimate story would be Ange beating Pep, and Spurs winning versus City, and then making Arsenal the champions.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And when you wake up from your dream, you realize that it's gonna be 7-0 Manchester City.
You wanna put a bet on it?
I'll put a bet that Manchester City win at least by 3 goals.
Okay. I'll give you on straight off?
2 goals.
2 goals?
Yeah.
Look at
Okay.
him changing
2 or
goals.
more.
2 or more.
Or so that can includes two.
So I'm just saying that they have to. There has to be a 1-goal margin to win.
Yeah.
Same as it has to be
Or
more
Tottenham
than 2.
win.
You have to say more than 2.
Okay.
Mine's at 2.5
Let's put like a coffee or like a lunch on it.
No, let's put something on the podcast.
on the podcast.
Okay, if I win, you kick off the podcast, and if you win, I get kicked off the podcast.
No, if you win,
I'm not putting
I'll
on-
wear a Manchester City kit.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
What? Actually, no. That it'd be
For a
harder.
podcast episode, I'll wear a Manchester City kit.
That's not
you
even.
don't
That's
care
not even
about
a diss.
City.
Because you don't even care about City.
They're gonna win their 4-peat.
I'd rather you wear an Arsenal kid.
I'm not wearing a Manchester United kid,
That's crazy.
bro. Even if somebody kills me, not gonna happen. If somebody kills me, I'll wake up and take off the jersey. Like if you
Right.
put a Man United kid on me.
Your PR might be down the drain if you're.
I'll
putting
wear an Arsenal kit, bro. If you,
But you don't care about Arsenal.
I don't care about Arsenal.
I think
No,
because
you
I
hyped them up.
despise. Yeah, I despise Arsenal though. Like when you will never catch me on this channel
Bro,
wearing
you
an Arsenal
glaze.
kit.
You glaze Arsenal.
Oh boy.
You glaze
I glaze
them.
their players.
Yeah.
Except for Odegaard and Saka and Saliba and Gabriel.
You do that.
And
The Glizzy Gobbler 3000 on Declan Rice all the time.
yeah, that's one player.
But that was before. That was even before he went to Arsenal.
Yeah, at West Ham I was glazing him
Yeah.
too. But look, I don't mind wearing the Arsenal kit. You wear Man United kit. That's
I'm not
the
wearing a Man
wager
United-
I'm willing to put.
Want to wear an Inter kid?
No.
Want to wear a Milan kid?
Okay. Boy, for a full podcast
For
episode?
a full podcast episode.
And I get to choose any Man United kid we
Any
have in
Man
our
United
repertoire?
kit. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Deal.
deal.
Oh, the hands are shaking. The deal is on.
Yep.
Make sure to catch it on the next episode of the podcast.
Manchester City, I actually put my whole livelihood on your bet, so please.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's wearing the Arsenal Invincibles.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, baby. That's
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
a good one. And that means more, because back then, there was a much bigger rivalry between Arsenal and Man United.
Oh yeah. Well, they had Dons.
Really, it wasn't really a rivalry.
Yeah, it was Fergie just spending much more money than Wenger, and
it
Wenger
wasn't
somehow
really a
still
rivalry.
competing with
Trying to
much
make a
less.
rivalry out of nothing.
No, that's a whole different discussion. But I think Wenger's a better manager.
It's just like Liverpool tried to claim they have a rivalry with Manchester City. Like, bro, it was one way.
Wenger's a better manager than Fergie. That's a different.
That's just blasphemy, but whatever.
Listen.
Anyway, we spoke about it before.
Serie A boys.
Serie A boys. I was going to talk
Serie A
about
boys?
Bayer Leverkusen a bit.
Brother, we need to talk about this Roma Juve for
Yeah,
2 seconds.
just give me a quick rundown on this Champions League race.
So if you guys didn't catch the game, which I hope you didn't catch the game because that means you would have been sleeping for probably 90 minutes. But 1-1, pretty boring game. I think I even put it. So like I was watching one on my phone and one on my iPad. I changed putting F1 on the big screen and then Juve on
Lando
the small
Norris
screen.
win, by the way.
Yep.
It was actually a good GP. I'm not even gonna lie, it was a good Grand Prix.
Did Verstappen? By the way, I didn't watch it. Did Verstappen like screw up?
Safety
No,
car.
safety cars.
Safety car.
There was because he hit
good
a,
tactics.
he was like like gone and away clear
And
hit
for-
a cone. The cone ended up being in front on the track.
For
They
our
had to call a safety car.
non F1 fans, what's a safety car?
Brother, it's just if something happens on the track.
I think
they
our
need to slow down
non-F1
the
fans
cars.
even know what a safety car
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I know they know what a safety car is, but how does that change? Make
just-
Norris go in front of Verstappen?
It
Well,
makes
it slows down the whole grid,
Yeah.
so it keeps like let's say Verstappen's all the way down. They call a safety car. All those cars are able to catch up to Verstappen because he's slowed down.
But the reason why Norris passed him, because you still have to pass Verstappen if that's the case, is pit stops become much less like time intensive. Like
Yeah.
you save maybe like 13 seconds on a safety car pit stop. So the fact that Norris stayed out made
was able
him
to
get a cheap pit stop, and so he jumped Verstappen in the lineup. So then when he joined back the pack, he was first.
And he had fresher tires, so he was able to keep in front for the whole race. Listen,
And this was the first Grand Prix of the year.
no, brother,
I don't know. I've been.
Brother,
ever
I don't know.
since
You're gone. You're lost, brother.
I'm one of those drive.
halfway through the season.
I'm one of those drive to survive fans.
You know what his brother just asked? It's the first race of the year.
He ain't getting on the F1 podcast, that's for sure. His brother is not making it there.
I'm one of those drive to survive fans that only watched when Verstappen and Hamilton was going on.
No.
As soon as Verstappen started winning every race, it's like, okay, I can't
Yeah,
watch
but the
this.
thing is that he's like,
And I hate
Ferrari's competing more.
I hate when F1 fans say, yeah, but there's great battles behind Verstappen and he's fighting for P3 and P4. Brother, no one cares. I want to see the winner.
Bro, next time you're watching a Bournemouth Nottingham Forest match, I'm gonna strike you where you stand, my friend.
Literally. Because who cares what's behind? Because you should just be watching City versus Arsenal.
Yeah.
You're going to be watching 2 games every Prem season. Congratulations. At the end of the day. But listen, back. If we want to talk about F1, let us know if you guys are
Box to box. It's literally it's like box to box.
We could do like a little F1 segment every week potentially.
I don't know about that one.
Maybe if there's something important.
Yeah.
I think we would talk
If
about it.
something noteworthy happens.
Let us know down below if you do like that type of content. But back to the Roma Juve game. Yeah. I actually think it was a pretty entertaining game. I know you said it was a bit boring, but there was a ton of chances on both sides. The stats don't really show it, but Juve were asleep at the wheel for the first like 15, 20 minutes. I don't know what happened. It's as if Juve won the title and they were hungover.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, you guys were hungover when you lost to Sassuolo.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
But I can't believe Sassuolo gave Inter both of their losses this season.
They did the double. Relegation, Sassuolo did the double.
Although Juve tied, we still won because Inter lost.
I hope Sassuolo enjoy Serie B for the rest of their lives.
There's not much to say about the Roma Juve game. There wasn't much to say. A tied game that doesn't really mean much. We have almost 6 Champions League spots in Serie A. So
I just want to ask a quick question on Sassuolo. Is Berardi gonna dip or no?
It's over.
It's honestly really does not matter where he goes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He should have left.
But he's not a good player still?
No.
He's still a good player.
He's good. He's Sassuolo.
I no, but
Sassuolo level.
Let's say he goes to Milan. That's an upgrade on Chukwueze and all them.
I wouldn't say an upgrade. I really don't think it's
Berardi could have solved Milan's right wing problem that they've had for the last decade.
But it could have solved it 5 years ago.
They could have solved it 5 years ago.
Because I swear he's always been a good player. Maybe not an elite player that his goals and assists would suggest, but a good player.
No, actually, on the contrary, I think his goals and assists show that he was always a productive player. Just because he was on Sassuolo, he was the main guy.
Yeah, but if let's say a 22-year-old Brazilian were putting up his stats, he would be labeled generational.
Yeah,
but Berardi's been doing it for
10 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
I remember when he was linked to Man United in like 2015, 2016.
Yeah, the Inter apparently were close to buying him for like 40 mil back in 2015 or something. That was
because he won't have legend status. Like maybe he has legend status for Sassuolo fans, but like it's not like a Di Natale Udinese situation. It's not
Champions League. They were making Champions League.
For people who watch Premier League, the equivalent is basically Jared Bowen for a decade. If that makes sense.
It's a perfect.
Perfect analogy. Yeah. Like the brother is very good, and it's like basically if West Ham got relegated now, would Jared Bowen leave?
Yeah, I think Berardi should leave. I don't even think Sassuolo could afford him. Actually,
in Serie B, no.
In Serie B,
his wages are what, like over 100,000 a week for that club.
No. He's not getting much.
Yeah, it would be the equivalent. Yeah. He's not getting paid much, but it's the equivalent.
Yeah. Whatever. Too much Sassuolo talk.
Yeah. Wait, I can't
getting
believe we just
too much relevancy for like 19th in Serie A.
They're actually getting more talk than Roma right now. But Lukaku got on the score sheet.
As per,
regrettably,
underrated,
really bad goal. Like
it was a terrible. It was just a basically a deflection.
It was the most Lukaku goal I've ever seen.
Yeah, just ended up being in the front, tapped it in.
Dybala shed a little tear to my eye because this could be us. But
back to what I was saying.
Literally back to what I was saying. The game meant nothing. The game meant nothing. If Roma jump
doesn't mean nothing because I'm looking at the standings. You guys could potentially not make Champions League.
The amount of things that have to happen. Bologna have to beat us because that's a 6-point swing, and we do play them before the end of the season.
Not that hard.
So go through exactly.
But we have Thiago Motta. We're getting Thiago Motta, so he's gonna manage.
Atalanta's the last team. No, well if they win Europa League, then this all really doesn't matter. But let's say Atalanta are the last team that can contend for Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, in that 6-team bunch up in the table. What needs to happen for Juve to end up outside the Champions League?
We have to lose all the rest of our games. We definitely
all
have to
the rest or some?
No, all the rest. We have to lose all because if we lose, no, it depends because if we lose the Bologna game, that's a 6-point swing to them, so they jump us. Roma have to win the rest of their games, and Atalanta have to win the rest of their games. So it's like
A lot of things need to
Maybe it's
happen.
not exactly that, but that's the gist of it. Is it's really Juventus really have to do badly.
But you guys have been bad.
Well, we're
really,
playing
really bad.
Salernitana next week, which should be a win. And
You hope it's a win, but Juve is not playing like every game's a guarantee.
I wouldn't say we're playing that bad, to be honest.
You guys, like, that's the thing. I'll give that to you. I do think Juve's playing well, but they're playing uninspired.
Maybe-
Like, they're not playing with urgency.
They're maybe playing better than the results show.
Maybe.
But they're not playing good.
No, they're playing okay.
They're vulnerable. They're vulnerable to form like this.
It's lapse in judgment that cost them goals.
Yeah.
And it's, let's say, set pieces. Like, sometimes Juve is very, very poor at set pieces. But Juve, with transition and progressions, they're a good team. They're organized.
Well, we're good on set pieces of our own.
Yeah,
but
they're good on set
defending set pieces isn't really our forte. But basically, to sum it up, they don't have much to play for because the players are expecting a manager switch this summer, and
If Thiago Motta actually does end up at AC Milan, what
Thiago Motta is not going to AC Milan.
I think-
there's some
I think
heavy links.
No, but there's heavier
saying-
links with
yeah, there's
Conceição.
heavier links with
Conceição.
Yeah, but I would say let's say they do end up.
Bro, they don't have pull. AC Milan
Let's
don't
just
got
say
pull.
in a hypothetical world, they end up beating you to Thiago Motta. Who would you even like turn to?
Zinedine Zidane.
Not happening. Okay, so
Why not?
bro, come on,
Where's he going?
come on, bro.
Manchester United? He's not. He's not. I can guarantee you that.
Okay, Zinedine Zidane is like your hyper unrealistic, but maybe in a blue moon. Could
Brother,
happen.
he's a legend of our club.
Does not matter.
He won a Ballon d'Or at our club.
He would maybe first of all his wages would be way too high for you to even.
Do you understand?
contemplate.
We're currently paying Allegri,
And he's
I think
going out the door
I think
because you're paying
he is
Allegri.
the 5th most paid manager in the world right now.
And you realize that he wants to get paid next year too, even if he doesn't.
But
have
we're
the
paying
job,
him.
right?
Of course, we're paying him.
So you're gonna
sign a
already be
contract.
paying 20
12
mil for a
million,
manager
12
or
million.
whatever.
12 million to
12
kick him
million
out.
to a manager, and you want to pay, let's say, another 20.
Brother, you're thinking that we're Inter or AC Milan. We're still Juventus, and we have guaranteed
you cannot
100.
justify 30 million on managers next year.
We have 100. We are guaranteed 148 to 160 million, if I'm correct, in
expendable.
revenue next year.
Giuntoli is not the person that gives all the power to a manager like a person like Zidane.
I don't know.
He doesn't.
Would you
We don't know.
consider? Would you consider? I know this is wild, but would you consider Pirlo back?
No.
You wouldn't.
No,
He had a good season
I do
in
think
Turkey.
he was really. Yeah, I know, but I do think he was a good Juve manager.
He was, but then again, that was the trickling success of prior generations. And you had Cristiano Ronaldo.
But I think Pirlo. This is a good opportunity for Pirlo to come in, new blood. Like young people would rather play for Pirlo than they would for Allegri.
I'm tired of the flip flopping. Like I want to be solid next
want
season.
consistency.
I want consistency. I want a guy that's managed at PSG. Motta has managed. Who was there at the time?
Well, he managed the U19s or whatever, U21s.
There was nobody coming. There was nobody coming.
Maybe
out?
Xavi Simmons. Not even. Yeah, maybe Xavi Simmons.
Anyway, that just says I think he understands the development of players. We have a lot of young players. Giuntoli, which is our director, technically, like our director, our sporting director, is thinking about getting rid of some youngsters, keeping some. We have Sule coming back, Barneke, I think. So I mean, you want a manager that understands the youth, understands the development of those players. We're not right now. Juventus is not a buy out the market in the summer and just come in full force next season. We got to develop. It's a project. It's a project.
I think Juve are. It seems to me from the outside that they're focusing more on like revenue and development rather than like splurging and
doing
spending.
it the right way.
But that's how like Inter was doing it. That's how to a certain extent Milan's doing it.
Yeah.
But Juve, I think that's the right direction you need to take. You just build around a solid core, and then you build a team around that. That's all.
Yeah, and we still employ Pogba technically.
Oh, nice.
Y'all forgot about Pogba, haven't you?
The doping legend.
Did you guys watch the Barca Girona smoking or no?
I didn't know. I didn't
So I
watch
had
the
to see
game,
the
but I
highlights.
watched the extended highlights.
Extended.
Extended. That means you were invested.
So not just the goals, the actually build up and plays.
So I gotta understand why Barcelona wanted Xavi back so bad, because this brother, you guys spent. First of all, Barcelona are not like. I understand. I always make fun of them for being broke. They're not Inter broke. There's levels to the broke
No,
game.
whoa.
There's
What is that
There's
straight?
levels to
What
this
is that
broke
straight?
game.
We are not
and
broke.
Inter are
What
like
is this talk?
Inter are like the Drake and Kendrick Lamar of being broke.
When
okay?
I sell my TV rights, I will let you know. When I
Brother,
sell my soul to
You made a
Spotify,
Champions
I will
League
let you know.
final.
We're
and,
fine.
And
We don't
you
have to sell any
struggled.
players.
Who did you bring in last summer?
we don't need to. What do you mean,
They
Thuram?
made a Champions League final,
Thuram,
and we
Sommer?
still walked in and bought their goalkeeper of the season.
It's fine. We got in a goalkeeper that did just as good.
No,
True. No, they did. They
Bro,
did.
you say no, you didn't.
No, you
Brother, we want a Scudetto. I don't care.
Onana was getting like top 3, top 5 in the world shouts. This
Okay,
point,
because
at this point
his
last
ball
season.
distribution was
Exactly.
absolutely
So they pulled-
ridiculous.
Jan Sommer was not. Is
They
not.
they beat you in the negotiations because you got I don't know what you got because
You got dunked.
whatever yeah you got
No.
dunked.
You got
on.
dunked on.
Onana's good.
You got little
But-
Boyd.
But
You got Son.
getting back to Barca, they're not this team that can afford to spend 50 mil, 60 mil on a bunch of players. In January, they spent 45 million on Vitor Roque, an 18-year-old Brazilian striker who
Xavi doesn't even want to talk to.
doesn't even speak to him.
Where is this guy? I haven't seen one video, photo of him in a Barca kit.
And I see Brazilian fans on Twitter speaking about this brother like he was like he's him. Like
my.
R9 level.
Oh my. Okay.
That
Like I know
Endrick
I
did
know
not put up stats like Vitor Roque in Brazil. Vitor Roque, for his age, what he did in Brazil was like unseen.
No, listen, I need to catch up on my Vitor Roque stats here because Endrick is like the closest thing I've seen to a most viral player in Brazil since like Neymar, in my opinion.
Vitor Roque, if you want to know some stats,
At 18 years of age,
2023 last season in the
Yeah.
set in
18
Brazilian
years of age,
Serie A.
17 between 17 to 18 years of age.
Started 19 games, 25 matches, 12 goals, 3 assists with an average rating of 7.2.
I'm pretty sure he was top 3 in the Brazilian league in scoring that season.
Wow.
2.
I don't know about all that.
He was. I'm telling you.
So basically, this is a
And he
project-
left in January, huh?
So this is like Barcelona buying a car that like they have to build it, but then like as soon as they got it, they said, I don't want to do it anymore.
And they can't afford to do that for 45 million.
Oh my god.
My hypothesis on the Vitor Roque situation is it's Xavi's screw you to management because I don't think that's a purchase that Xavi wanted, and this is like basically sums up that Barcelona still wants control over. They still want control over everything that Xavi isn't control. Well, like all the purchasing of players, all the club's future, all that. But I think Xavi's manager said, I want that too. Like I want to be able to choose the future, and you buying guys like Vitor Roque just because you think you're gonna miss out on them isn't really the vision.
I'm not gonna lie, that is absolutely heinous from Xavi. Because imagine you're staking it up to management and you're using an 18-year-old kid to do that. Like you're stunting this man's growth.
And Vitor Roque, agent, came out saying we might look at a possible transfer this summer if this keeps going on. Which
Cheeky loan to Inter.
But which teams you're definitely gonna lose at least 15 million off of that price tag. Like that,
100%.
bang, half a year lose 15 million on the price tag, not even including the wages you already paid him, which I think he's on like a good
like
amount for an 18-year-old.
70, 80,000 euros.
A good amount
probably.
for an
Like,
18-year-old.
he's
Someone
comfy.
that's not even playing 70,000, 80,000 a week. Like, that's not something Barca can afford to do right now.
I say send him to a team like Valencia, somewhere like relatively high upper mid table in La Liga, so he gets familiar with the league. Somewhere that has a spot where they need someone like Vitor Roque.
I don't know. It's difficult. It's because this is such a unique player. 18-year-old Brazilian with insane stats, like high promise. And you're just going to send him to a mid-level La Liga team where, like, realistically, he's not going to grow much.
I don't want to get too technical on it, but I play FM and I had an Athletic Bilbao save. So I know the squad registration rules of La Liga.
Oh, especially Atletico Bilbao, too.
Vitor Roque is a non-EU player. So you can only register a certain amount of non-EU players. So a club like Valencia maybe won't want a Vitor Roque on loan because he's taking up a non-EU player that maybe some 17, 18-year-old other Brazilian that they could buy straight out.
But
will take.
forget an 18-year-old Brazilian. You get a more experienced 24, 25-year-old different player from
Exactly.
like,
But someone that
Brazil
they
or
can
whatever.
buy and make money off of, because
Exactly.
Vitor Roque is just going to be money thrown into fire because you'll never get him with a loan to buy option or
Oh, it'll just be a dry loan.
it would just be a dry loan. So he's taking up a registration spot for a non-EU player, but you have no chance of making money off of him.
I'm going to stop you there. This is a little bit too deep into the whole Barcelona Vitor Roque situation. We got to save some time for the big topics this week, which is the Champions League. That's why we're doing this video early. Also because Millie's going on a flight soon. But guys, what do we think? We're going to start off with the Bayern Real game.
It's one half of that, their Classicer potential CL final. So
I know would be my worst nightmare.
I know Varva's excited for that.
That would be the worst nightmare of like 95% of football fans if you're not a German football fan.
I've never seen Varvar more excited, actually.
I mean, it makes sense. The Euros this summer are going to be in Germany. Bayern make it to the Champions League final.
And a full Bundesliga CL final in London, too.
Yippee!
Oh, my goodness. What a time. What a time to be alive.
Look, I can live with one Bundesliga team. I cannot live with two. I just can't.
And I think I know which team you're okay with going and which team you're not okay with.
Actually, I don't know. Because you're a Madridista and you're also anti-Dortmund.
He's a Dortmund aficionado.
The optimal final for me is Madrid PSG. That's the best case scenario. Mbappe versus Madrid. Every football fan wants to see it.
Yeah.
Unless you're from Dortmund. But every football fan wants to see it.
That's a good storyline. Have we ever seen a PSG Real game? Or am I like? Definitely. I know we've seen it, but have we seen it? Have we seen Mbappe versus Real? Or am I?
I think the last time they played was like 2018, 2019.
That's because I remember
Marco Verratti playing and stuff against Madrid.
I feel like we're missing something.
Dropped a masterclass as per.
So Mbappe's never shown his face versus Real.
I think he might have, but like very young.
We'll check that after the recording. Yeah. But about the Bayern Real game, we've said it before. I mean, it's basically Real's aura versus Bayern and Tuchel's tactics.
Listen, they're, like we said before, they're at the Bernabeu. It's going to be Los Blancos Central, all white, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Real Madrid could pull out a result if they want to. This is Champions League Real Madrid at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't see a scenario where they get run off their own pitch at all.
Dortmund, it's Dortmund. It's either Bayern.
They're so deep in this guy's head.
they're driving him crazy.
Yeah.
You see the comps, the 2 million view comps in your head.
The Bayern are either gonna win this game by being perfect, and if they're not perfect, they're gonna lose. In my personal opinion,
I agree. I think I said that last week.
That's
even Bayern's perfect tactics. I mean, they don't have a
close game.
They don't have the star-studded lineups that they once did. I'm gonna be real here.
No.
So even with a perfect Tuchel knockout tactics, Real can still take it away though.
Every single individual mistake by Bayern will get punished. Will it end up in a goal? We'll see. But they're gonna get punished for mistakes. And Madrid don't make many mistakes.
It's not true. I don't think so. I think they made quite a few mistakes the last time they played. Both teams, it was basically just a game of chicken. Who's gonna mess up first? But at the end of the day, both teams did make mistakes that led to goals.
I don't know, because Sané's goal was pure, that was just pure. You couldn't stop that train from scoring.
But listen, Lucas Vazquez, you could tell the man is not at that caliber.
Yeah, but Dani Carvajal's back for this one, I'm pretty sure.
I understand, but it still shows that the team is vulnerable to making mistakes. You can't just say, okay, Lucas Vazquez isn't playing, they're going to play perfect.
I just can't see Madrid losing this, to be honest. At the Bernabeu, I can't see...
Kim doesn't start, I don't think.
No.
If Kim doesn't start, that's crazy.
No.
Well, it depends how much they want to back their man. But
this might be a dire Upamecano situation.
No, this is dire delict.
If you're going into a big game with call it a day.
Call it a day.
No, this is dire delict. For sure.
I don't think Delict touches the pitch.
That's been their best pairing in my opinion.
It has.
But I don't know if Tuchel's gonna.
Delict has experience. He has Champions League experience.
Delict must have said something in training or something.
No, he was injured last game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Delict and Dyer is actually their first pairing for center back.
It is.
Dyer start.
It is, and we're also gonna get to that after because we will be doing a YouTube comment review, fan review, which someone actually did mention that, so we'll get to that after.
Yeah, but look, Delict is good, but he still has errors in his game. He's not some flawless Rolls Royce center back that you make him out to be because he just played at Juve.
No, because he played next to two of the best.
Kim Min-jae was way better than him in Serie A.
No, you just didn't watch Delict at the time, I guess.
Millie, am I wrong?
Bro, how old was Kim last season?
24, 25?
Delict was 18 years old.
That means scaff to me because he left when he was 22 or 23.
I think he left when he was 21. Because,
could be.
Bro, this guy was 18 years old playing next to Chiellini. which is one of the best center backs Italy's ever seen.
Delit was good in his own right, but he was very sloppy at Juve. Like, you can't deny that he was sloppy.
Bayern's missing a cornerstone defender. I think we've said
Delit, I think they brought Delit to be that cornerstone defender.
I cannot believe they did not go for Rudiger when he was free. That was like, how did he just not?
What are you saying from how early of a transfer?
From Chelsea, I'm saying
Chelsea.
Okay.
Chelsea.
I thought you were talking about before that.
Brother, Real Madrid calls. You don't hang up. You don't say no.
True.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm sure Bayern would have been stupid to not at least inquire about a Rudiger situation there.
Yeah.
But they probably got the call saying, listen, Real Madrid called him and they said, call it a day.
The issue is that they've invested how much into their center backs in recent years?
A lot.
De Ligt, Upamecano, Kim.
Upamecano?
Dyer.
Yeah.
But Dyer's
Scaff.
He's still there.
Yeah, Scaff.
He was
still
Scaff,
there.
like Barbara says.
If you guys aren't Italian, Scaff basically means like
Nothing.
it's nothing. It's garbage. Like it's
The thing is, these words these are also North Americanized
They're
type of
slang.
words.
Yeah,
they're not proper Italian.
Yeah, if you actual Italians are listening, you're probably like, oh my god, these North Americans.
Cafones.
Ma fa schifo. Ma fa schifo. But we're gonna make our predictions on TikTok, so head over there if you want to see our real predictions. But we can give something here.
Yeah.
Man of the match. It doesn't say. It doesn't matter who win. Who's your man of the match? If you had to
Vinicius
predict it.
Jr.
Vinicius
and he's
Jr.
continuing the Ballon d'Or charge.
Okay, Millie.
With this Ballon d'Or charge.
I'm going.
Bro, this guy is
Doesn't end.
I'm calling it right now. All this hype of Bellingham and Kane and all these other guys, Foden, it's ending up in Vinicius Jr.'s hands.
Not.
Okay, off top. You got off top. I
yeah.
don't even know how you got off topic.
But
I just
go
asked
for
you
your
a
man of the
question.
match. I just said prediction.
Listen, I could see Harry Kane being man of the match. I could see Harry Kane being man of the match.
It's gonna be either Vinny or Harry Kane.
No,
It's
whoever
gonna be someone.
scores,
Yeah, it's whoever makes
What's
the
Harry
difference.
Kane gonna do? He's gonna score a penalty and score the back of his head.
like
Somebody's
it or
like-
not, if they
Come
end up
on, you
winning
Bayern.
1-0 and Harry Kane wins the pen, he's probably man of the match.
No, I'm saying
In the public's eye.
Jude Bellingham with a 96-minute winner.
Oh, that would be.
He's not making it to
horrible.
96 minutes because last game he
The
was
guy
about to collapse in the 60th minute.
This is aura. This
did
is
he not
CL,
score last game?
CL Bellingham.
I mean, I'm not going to say Jude Bellingham's not good, but 97th minute, crazy. If he makes it to 97 minutes and scores,
God bless.
Okay.
God bless.
that brother's hamstring's going to fall off the bone like some pork.
Okay, just for Vavar, 93rd minute winner.
Oh, God, that'll be enough.
4 minutes can change a
Oh
lot.
yeah, the 4 minutes of hamstring is
Brother,
gonna make
for
a
you,
big
Vavar,
difference.
4 minutes can do a lot, bro.
4 minutes changes everything.
Anyway, let's move on to
PSG Dortmund.
the not as hyped game, but still massive game.
Well,
Massive.
for me, this is more hype than the Real Madrid.
This is his CL final.
This is my entire livelihood is on the line here.
Varvar, you understand that this game is the line between you getting a comp.
Do you
and- get it?
understand that after the first leg, these brothers made a comp that made 2 million views?
You are
and
getting cooked.
Speed was watching the comp.
And he agreed with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Speed
actually,
agreed with us.
Insert the clip right now.
I think everyone can agree Dortmund will be last in this group.
Don't have the aura. They just don't have the aura.
Order, man.
You went PSV?
I'll go PSV too, Varvar.
BVB bubble.
Might have a better team.
How did Borussia Dortmund get this far?
How do you lose a player like Jude Bellingham and then just replace him with Marcel
I
Sabitzer?
think the clear winner here is Study.
Champions League semi-finalists is splitting up with full crew. The
I'm
sport is
sorry.
well Truly finished.
I'm sorry,
Just for the sake of the sport.
but BVB
Don't see
is not being PSG.
I don't see them losing to Dortmund.
Hey, look, I agree with the dudes. I don't see how BVB beating PSG. I don't see y'all beating Mbappe. Okay, click this if y'all want to. If they ended up being PSG, but I don't see Dortmund being Mbappe. I don't see them getting past Mbappe. They're winning the Champions League.
Speed react to our clip. That's crazy.
Speed, we're glad you enjoyed the
If you want
clip.
to come on the podcast, let us know.
Let us know. But he did agree with us. He said BVB ain't beating PSG.
You see, that's high ball knowledge individuals.
That's
like
a man that
me
knows ball.
And Speed. No, BVB ain't beating PSG, bro.
Bro, we all said it too. Don't act like you're the only one that's getting the flack.
Yeah, we all got
We
flamed.
all said it.
They put us all in that comp. I got my face like scaffed right next to Speed in that comp. I'm
That's
the
true.
front page of that comp.
It's true for 20,000
Oh my
live
goodness.
viewers plus all the stream viewers.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
Over 1 million views on that stream, by the way.
Really?
crazy.
Yeah.
But
I
how
wanna
many of them?
call-
How many of them got the box part?
Sure, a bit.
Our part was in the
21.
first like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
15 minutes.
I think it was the 21st minute.
Yeah, something like that. It was early.
21st minute and 17 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't really check the
Right, I
21st
didn't
minute,
check.
22nd and but I think this is a repeat of 2020. The last time PSG and Dortmund met up. I think the first leg, I have it right here. I'm actually gonna say it. Dortmund won the first leg 2-1. Then they went to go play at Parc-des-Princes, and PSG took it 2-0.
This,
I don't know.
This might be, other than that CL final and obviously the World Cup finals, like outside of those, the most legacy-defining game for Kylian Mbappe's legacy.
This could define his PSG stint, in my opinion.
It defines his entire PSG.
Because
stint.
if you think about it, when he had Messi and Neymar on that team, everyone blamed them for not winning any Champions League. It wasn't really Mbappe.
No, I think it was Mbappe.
And Messi was the scapegoat in that group, in my opinion. He was.
In Paris, in the actual city, like their fans blamed Neymar and Messi.
They blamed
Why
them.
you were there?
That's what drove them out of the club. That's why Neymar left with a sour taste in his mouth. Pause. And Messi left for Miami.
They protected the French player, but now he has no one to protect him. This could be the game where he said if they lose, his PSG stint is stained.
If you can't solo Dortmund, again, I'm underrating Dortmund, but if you can't solo Dortmund, then don't consider yourself
You're
the
not
best of our
underrating
generation.
Dortmund.
Huh?
You're not underrating Dortmund.
They're just garbage.
They're just garbage.
They're just garbage.
If you can't solo Dortmund, and he didn't do it in the first leg, so if you can't solo him in over 2 legs, I'm sorry, I'm never even gonna consider you to be like even on like Thierry Henry levels.
No, he already
he's
surpassed
there. He's
Thierry
there,
Henry,
in
bro.
my opinion. He's there.
Mbappe already surpassed Thierry
It's-
Henry.
it's for PSG as a club, they could say you didn't do enough.
Look,
because at the end of the day, he's not even bringing in revenue for them because he's leaving on a free. They ain't giving. He's not even bringing the club 180, 200 million from that transfer. He's leaving on a free.
the fact that his stint at the club would end in Champions League failure against Dortmund, I have to put emphasis on that because losing to Real Madrid is another question.
Well, they made a CL semi though.
Yeah, calma.
Well, no, you know the team. You know the PSG team.
You
this
know
season.
those Parisians do not give a shit about finishing in a CL semi.
But CL semi is your top 4 teams.
Losing in a CL semi
It's
semi
too
against
Dortmund.
Real Madrid
It's-
is different to losing in a semi against Dortmund.
It's 2 Dortmund is the problem.
They both lose.
If I showed you before the
What are you gonna say?
if I
Yeah,
showed you at
let's
the if I showed you at the round of 16 that Paris played Dortmund in the semis, you would say, "Oh, pack it up! Mbappe's playing in a CL final. Where do I get my tickets?"
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that after tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
potentially. But if he loses, brother, serious questions need to be asked.
Like Mbappe will be blamed for their Klassiker happening. Do you understand?
Yeah, and 100%, he's getting all the blame.
That's crazy. Because at the end of the day, that PSG team is not the same as it was last year. There's less star power, but I do think they're more balanced. I
You're
do think they
playing
should make the CL
Dortmund.
final.
Yo.
They should make the CL final.
You're playing Dortmund.
Bro, they're not like I don't know. This season they're just really not that good on paper.
It's
PSG?
not, but you're playing Dortmund.
PSG.
That's the only reasoning I have for PSG. You're playing Dortmund.
Where's Dortmund in the
Bro,
Bundesliga right
Dortmund
now?
have a
Fifth?
Fifth?
Yeah, fifth.
Not even top 4.
No, they're 5th, and like guys like Stuttgart are above them
So they're garbage.
comfortably.
The math adds up.
2
Headliner,
plus 2 is equaling 4 right now.
headliner. Millie finally finds out about Dortmund in the Bundesliga.
Wait, they're garbage.
Yeah. and they got knocked out early in the DFB Pokal too.
Good to know. Let's write that down.
Who's still in the DFB Pokal? Leverkusen and
Some random team.
Oh, it's like the 3rd division.
oh
team
yeah,
that made
it's
it.
the
That Cinderella
red
team.
logo. The red
I don't
logo.
know. Kaiserslautern?
Who?
You know better than me.
Did you just say
I don't know-
Kaiserslautern?
I don't know if that's even.
I don't know. It might
Sounds
not.
like a club in Berlin. I don't know. Kaiserslautern.
That sounds like something.
Yeah, but our final. I think we should move on to our final thing of the day, which is
Wait, man of the match predictions for PSG Dortmund.
Oh yeah, you
Mbappe.
didn't give it.
Full crew. No, I'm just kidding.
Full crew.
Mbappe.
What a pull, by the way.
Mbappe.
Yeah.
Full crew over Mbappe.
Yeah. We definitely
Generational.
saw that coming.
Generational.
We
pick from
definitely saw
us.
that coming.
For reference, we made a combined 11, and because we totally saw that first leg coming, we put Füllkrug over Mbappe in our combined 11.
Because we knew who was actually going
Yeah,
to be better.
we knew who was actually going to be better in that first time. But other than that,
I'm saying Mbappe. You, Millie?
I said Kane.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
No, but you said Kane
Yeah,
for
you
the
said
other
Kane
game,
for-
brother. I just tried to put
Oh,
the
yeah,
Kane
sorry.
just joined Dortmund? That's
Sorry.
news to me.
I was
You wish.
I was trying to accept.
No,
what Billy
that would
just
be
said.
my worst nightmare, actually. But
Apologies. I'm gonna go. Oh man, who am I gonna go? This might be.
don't say Marco Reus just because we feel
No.
bad for him.
Is this a Julian Brandt situation here?
Okay,
I don't know. I really don't know.
Millie is
Julian-
unemployed.
I really
by the
don't
way,
see anyone
at
except
least-
Mbappe.
at
By
least-
the
I'm
way,
trying to be
take that,
different.
you have to take that back because his first name's not even Julius. So
Julian.
Yeah, you said Julius.
No, I said Julian.
Oh, okay.
Brother, no, bro, if you're gonna say anybody, say like someone like Adeyemi. Like, 'cause
I'm probably gonna say Mbappe. If chances are
Okay.
it's gonna be Mbappe.
okay, because what if Dortmund win it? I
Okay,
think
we're all
it's,
going boring. I'll go as Ousmane Dembele then.
Why you don't want to
Brother.
pick a Dortmund player?
The man of the match for me personally is going to be Nico Schlotterbeck after he makes 2 mistakes that give Ousmane Dembele a
There
lot.
we go.
Schlotterbeck. All right, so you guys saw our predictions on TikTok, and you guys are seeing our man of the match predictions here. Moving on to the final segment of the day is YouTube comments. So if they don't, I mean, we're just assuming that they know what this is,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah.
We want you guys to leave like cool comments. What you guys think about like the episode? If you have any comments on that, or if you have anything like last time you spoke about the Pep, like the whole doping,
Yeah.
the whole doping conspiracy. If you guys have anything,
Conspiracy.
well, conspiracy, bro.
It's not a conspiracy. He's doing it.
bro. That's the same thing like Kendrick's doing to Drake. That's a conspiracy.
If you guys have
Conspiracies.
accusations,
Accusations. Rick Ross, real
Rick
rap
Ross
ones,
reference.
no.
Yeah,
but if you guys have like pretty cool stories that you may want to mention or like you may want us to talk about,
maybe you get featured.
Yeah.
maybe you get featured.
get featured on a box to box pod.
Featured like New Bricks 8090.
New brick, President Brick just went up.
That comment looks very long, Pala.
Oh, brother, it is like extremely long.
No,
but
that, honestly, I applaud you.
Yeah,
because
I
you,
like the
You put
dedication.
in the time, you put in the effort to comment on a box to box
it
pod.
had 20 likes.
Hey,
That means
20 likes?
That means other people read it.
Damn.
But no, he makes a few different points. Like one of them is saying that Tuchel's clear center back pairing is like Dyer. Something about Dyer. But something that I really want to talk about was he said, should Thomas Tuchel actually win the Champions League with this team, he'll be the undisputed Champions League GOAT manager of this generation of coaches.
no.
Think about
No.
of this new gen of managers.
Okay, well, because I was gonna mention
Zidane.
Is that new gen?
He came in 2018.
I'm giving this guy the benefit of the doubt.
2016.
I
Because-
don't know these new. I don't know where you start new gen because Ancelotti has.
Well,
the
Thomas
most
Tuchel
Champions
came in
Leagues.
at the same time as Zidane, so.
But Zidane hasn't coached anything.
But Tuchel actually came in earlier than Zidane. So if you're considering Tuchel new gen, then you're considering Zidane.
Listen, two Champions Leagues, one with an underappreciated Chelsea run, which no one really expected, and now with Bayern versus a three-peat with Real.
And is Ancelotti, like, I get that he didn't, but if we're considering Ancelotti 2014 on, he also deserves a mention.
Of course. What, 3 Champions Leagues, 4 Champions Leagues?
Brother, 2014 is 10 years ago.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 2. 2014,
But I think he
La
has what?
Decima.
Does he have 4 or 5?
La
in
Decima,
total?
and then the one with Ballon d'Or Benzema.
But I think he has 4 or 5 in total, if I'm not mistaken. Could it be?
You could be right. Definitely one with Milan.
Yeah, with Milan.
Anyway, back to Thomas Tuchel.
But Tuchel.
If not, this guy says undisputed. Maybe he's off one. But
Nah.
where are you ranking him? If he wins with Bayern,
I said the top 2 or 3.
T1 though. T1. He's in.
Oh,
he's in-
yeah, top.
Yeah, I don't think that's disputed. Tier 1 if he wins.
Because think about it, he even made the CL final with PSG when no manager has done that. We'll see if Luis Enrique, it's looking like 1-0 first leg, like he's not going to do it. I think he will, but not going to do it. So he's on pace not to do it. But I think definitely every club he's gone to, he's brought them to like the furthest they've been in Champions League in years.
Yeah. His accolades are more for the Champions League than like he's more celebrated for his CL runs than he is for his league runs.
Yeah.
But that's just a statement to the type of manager he is. He is an elimination style manager, tournament style manager, and if he does win a Champions League, there is an argument that he could probably be the GOAT for it.
Yeah, but for strictly knockouts.
Yeah,
Strictly knockout tournaments.
Bro, that Chelsea team reeked.
No,
Like-
stop it.
He made them look good, but look at actually sit down and look at the players.
Yeah, I mean
It was not a CL winning side or anywhere near the quality needed.
He turned Jorginho into a top 3 player in the world.
He stepped toe to toe with Real Madrid.
I mean, listen, Kai Havertz got a goal in the CL final. So, I mean, just to do that, like that's an accomplishment.
Well,
in
Inter
itself.
also made a Champions League final, so
Inzaghi's in that tier.
fairy tales do happen.
He took that Chelsea team is the worst we've seen player quality wise win the CL in our lifetime.
Win the CL, yeah, but okay. Making the final is a different story, but yeah, winning the CL.
Winning the CL, and we might not see a worse one for many years.
Yeah, with
I
If
don't know.
Dortmund,
I don't know.
Dortmund, yeah, but that's not even a thought in my mind. So
Yeah,
don't
I
even,
can't
don't
wait.
even.
I
don't
cannot
even-
wait for Dortmund to lift the Champions League.
If Dortmund make the Champions League final, we'll do a match reaction for you guys.
Oh yeah,
Match
off-
We'll do a
Reaction.
live match reaction.
brother,
we'll do
we're
a match
gonna
viewing.
paint. We have to paint our bodies yellow and
I will
jump
paint,
into the river.
We'll paint a Dortmund jersey. On you.
I'll
No, we're
We'll
painting
paint
a jersey.
a Dortmund jersey on you.
I'll do
Yellow
even
paint,
I'll do better. I'll bleach my hair yellow,
yellow, and then so
Like
when you get in the
bright
yellow wall,
yellow.
I can't even find you.
like bright yellow.
Brother, last time you promised something with the hair, you ended up getting an R9 cut.
And I did it. I did it though. I stood on business.
You did do it.
That's crazy.
You did do it.
Pala, what's the next comment?
I think his name is Joel. Joel Alvarado.
Oh, Alvarado.
Alvarado, 1371, said Vinny 100% should be in Ballon d'Or conversation, has over 30 goal contributions, and has stepped up in big games, and he was injured for 2 months.
He knows ball.
my
He knows ball.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
I'm not opposed to putting him in Ballon d'Or
In
conversation.
my personal opinion, he should be more in Ballon d'Or conversations than Jude Bellingham.
The
okay,
Ballon d'Or
that's
is
when you lose
actually
me.
in the gutter if Vinny Jr. wins the Ballon d'Or. I'm so sorry.
will we-
Where is the aura with the Ballon d'Or if Vinny Jr. wins one?
When will you sit down and realize Vinny Jr. is going to end up being a top 5 player of our generation?
How
of
am I
this generation?
How am
not
I
ours?
supposed to tell my children that Vinny Jr. has more Ballon d'Ors than Neymar Jr. and Neymar Jr. was one of the best players of our generation?
Yeah, but if Neymar didn't play in the Messi Ronaldo era, he'd probably have 3 or 4.
Well, he could have. He could have if he wasn't busy
Busy going
doing
to
what
his
he's
sister's
doing. What
birthday
he's
party.
doing, yeah.
he would have had 3 or 4 Ballon d'Ors if he didn't play with Messi in the Messi Ronaldo era.
He also
But-
played with Messi, so like that kind of helped him. He was part of MSN, so
Yeah, but he played with Messi. You were always going to be in the shadow of Messi.
at PSG, if he would have brought them to a Champions League win, then that's his Ballon d'Or. I'm sorry.
But this is more of a quality of the overall sport.
Yeah,
if
it's
it's
cooked.
just it looks cooked right now. Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham, listen, fantastic players in their own right, but not the same aura
I'm going
as
to
we
need
used
some
to have
respect.
10, 15 years
I'm going to
ago.
need some respect
No,
on Vinny's name. He's
I respect him.
He's generational, bro. I'll say it.
No.
He's generational.
How
that
can you
brother
say-
is different gravy.
How can you say this brother is generational? He does nothing like particularly new or special or revolutionary to the
All
sport.
these wingers that you complain that, like, we've always complained that Joga Bonito is gone from the sport, that no player is effective and brings that creativity side to it where he can just actually embarrass defenders. Vinny has that in his locker.
That does not qualify for Ballon d'Or in my opinion.
If you're dropping 30 goals and assists while doing that and winning, let's say they win Champions League, and we're forgetting about the international tournaments. In my opinion,
That's what
it
I'm saying.
all depends on the
What
international tournaments.
what I wanted to say finally about that was, I think Vinny gets completely like knocked out of it once the summer comes. Because once the summer comes around, it's gonna be, believe it or not, like whether you want it or not, come time, whatever's the closest big tournament that happened, whether it be like Euro, World Cup, whatever, that's kind of what the Ballon d'Or report, like the Ballon d'Or, who's voting for them? It's the
France football, but
it's France football.
One voter from each country.
Yeah, but like if that's fresh in your mind, like let's say Mbappe carries
I'm
France
saying.
to a Euro win, or Bellingham carries England, or vice versa, whatever, that's fresh in their mind. So Vinny not having that platform is gonna hurt him in the Ballon d'Or rankings.
Listen, if they win a Copa America, maybe
means Scaff.
I don't think it means Scaff because
Means
Copa
Scaff to
America.
you.
Huh?
Copa America
Means
is a
after
huge
you, but to
tournament.
the Brazilian, Argentinian, Bolivian voters, it
forget
doesn't
me,
mean
I'm no one. It means Scaff to the Ballon
European.
d'Or French Federal Football Ugats
But I remember
Federation.
when Messi won Copa America. He
because
was
it was Messi.
yeah, I know, but he was like in tears. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was it's still a huge trophy for them.
I'm not denying
Yeah.
it, but those are not the people from South
Yeah.
America are only
They're gonna
have a
vote.
handful of votes from the reporters.
Yeah.
They don't have the world's votes, and unfortunately that's the way it is. Euros is what's dominating the scene.
It could go either way. It's if let's say France or England don't win a Euro, it's another underdog or something like that. But then Brazil win a Copa America, it could swing Vinny's way. I could see that happening.
Bro, Vinny's not winning a Ballon d'Or.
I just don't see Vinny Jr.
see
winning a Ballon d'Or.
Bro,
Vinny's never winning a Ballon d'Or.
He's a player that I watch and I say I will be disappointed if he ends up with 0 Ballon d'Ors.
Brother, then you should be on your knees crying that Neymar didn't win one.
Vinicius
or
Jr.
those players didn't win one.
Other than Mbappe,
Mbappe
and
deserves one
Haaland,
way more than him. Please.
he should be out of right now. If I had to place a bet outside of Mbappe or Haaland, I would put he's the most likely to win a Ballon d'Or.
That's ridiculous.
Saka deserves a Ballon d'Or before
Are
Vinny.
you crazy?
No, Saka.
Are you crazy?
Bro, Saka deserves a Ballon d'Or before Vinny, bar none. Bro, he's
That's
playing
crazy.
on Real Madrid, bro.
Saka is. I'll just say Saka's balls, bro.
He's not, bro. Playing on. If you put Saka on Real Madrid, bro, this what are you talking about? 30 GA goal contribution, whatever. Saka's blowing
Saka
that out
can't
of
play
the
for
water.
Real Madrid because Rodrigo's better.
No, because he's English and he's playing for Arsenal.
I
That's
needed to
why.
process that for 2
That's
seconds.
why.
Oh my goodness.
Jude Bellingham's English. Does that make a difference?
He was playing at Dortmund, so he never had plans to play in the Premier League regardless.
Saka does not have the level to play for Real Madrid.
I don't
Because
I
he's
don't
not,
think
bro.
that. He could
Real
potentially
Madrid
get it.
turns people like Brahim Diaz, which, by the way, I thought are a good sidebar, but most people didn't think were good, into players like, wow, Brahim Diaz, he's on the big. Real Madrid is the most taxed team in the world.
Take Gareth Bale, for example, okay? Gareth Bale was the best player in the Premier League when he left for Real Madrid. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best Premier League players I've ever watched in my lifetime. He became a support player at Real Madrid. 2 CR7. That's the same effect if Saka went to Real Madrid, he'd be a support player.
No.
Yes,
No.
he would.
To who?
To Vinny.
No.
Or Mbappe when Mbappe joins next year.
Yeah, that's the thing. Mbappe coming.
Is Rodrigo a support player?
Rodrigo's a support player right
There's
now.
no support players on Real Madrid.
Yes, Rodrigo is a support player. He has to work more defensively because Vinny is the main outlet of that team.
Rodrigo technically is more effective on that Real Madrid team right now than Vinny. In my opinion. No, not cap. Not
Cap.
Most of those Champions League goals so far that we've seen have been produced because of Rodrigo.
Okay, so first leg, Vinny scored.
What was that? Penalty?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
A goal on Neuer when.
Oh, well, he
no.
scored a penalty too.
Oh, yeah, and he scored a penalty.
Oh, so that's 2 goals.
Don't care.
Different gravy, bro. This guy's different gravy.
Because I mean, you put Saka there when Toni Kroos sends a pass like that, past the defender.
You have Odegaard, bro.
Oh my god.
There's Odegaard. The oh so great Odegaard.
Toni
brother,
Kroos.
it's
Toni
Toni
Kroos.
Kroos.
I'm sorry, Toni Kroos is better than Odegaard.
Yeah, of course.
Toni Kroos threads that pass to Saka, Saka scoring, and then scoring the penalty too. So exactly what I'm trying to say is given Saka the exact situation that Vinny is in, produces the exact same output.
But do you see what I'm saying? Vinny is not doing anything generational here. He's not doing anything special enough. If Saka could come in and do the same job as Vinny,
He can't.
oh, brother.
He can.
Millie, my point was a little bit out in left field, but you can't be agreeing with me because 2v1 on
No.
Vinny on this Saka over Vinny situation is a little bit wild.
I'm not necessarily saying Saka is the
It's
same
not
level
close.
as Vinny. I'm not
It's
saying
not
that.
close.
I'm saying what Vinny is doing is not anything
Saka's
special.
not even Rodrigo level.
What I'm saying is Vinny Jr. doesn't necessarily have the credentials right now or anything new to add to the game of football that deserves a Ballon d'Or.
Phil Foden too. Phil Foden at Real Madrid, given in the same spot as Vinicius, same opportunities,
we
be
will
better.
revisit. We will revisit. I completely agree with. And Phil Foden's another player that I can't fathom ends his career without a Ballon d'Or. But we will revisit.
Yeah. Every year they're gonna give out 2 of them for Varver.
We will revisit this conversation at a later point next year when everyone's saying Vinny's gonna win the Ballon d'Or. I told you so.
Okay. Yep. Me and Varver are gonna have a nice debate after this podcast is finished.
yeah.
But I think that's all we have for today.
It's a
boys.
good week.
Listen, these comments, keep the comments coming because we see how we get when there's some interesting stuff.
This might turn into my favorite segment on the show.
yeah. But especially at the end, it's just a burst of energy.
And I want to see people replying. If you see something that's absolutely ridiculous, reply to it.
yeah, so then
Yeah.
we'll comment on the reply too.
And leave like things you want us to do. Maybe it's like, rate these players their seasons 1 to 10 or whatever. Say whatever you want us to do, and we'll do it.
And someone said add chapters.
Whoa, wait. You said, well, anything and we'll do it? I need you to calm down with that. I need you to calm down.
I'll do anything with you, Millie.
No, okay,
Oh
no.
my
Keep it in the comment
God.
section.
Let's try to wrap it up here,
Yeah,
boys.
exactly.
You told us to put chapters. This video probably will have chapters down below. But thank you guys for watching. We appreciate all your love and support. We're pushing to 100K on our main account, and we just love you guys.
Make sure you sub here and follow on Spotify podcasts and everything, and Apple Podcasts. Sorry, Spotify and Apple
Spotify,
Podcasts.
yeah.
Zéro one.
Yeah.
Until next time, episode 4, we will see you.
Christos Anesti.
Gracias.